Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello out there, my friends. This is Wake Angel 2001, and I managed to get out one more figure for the month of March. Haha. This is for Ryan, who I just realized is Robot Knight from DeviantArt, a former customer, who wanted me to make another of his D&D characters, Neptune the Water Genasi Sorcerer. And I have learned more about D&D making this commission than I actually knew about D&D from all my decades of nerdishness. I never even heard what a Genasi was, and from what I learned in a quick Googling, apparently they're people who were descended from genies? So I guess I should be pronouncing it with a soft G, the Genasi, or I'm assuming a soft G because genie is pronounced with a soft G. Or is it supposed to be like a soft G hard E, like Genasi? I don't know. I've only ever seen the word written down. No one's ever said it out loud to me. Anyway, this is a very pirate-looking sorcerer, so let's go ahead and make him. I can't believe that I'm actually using the worst Lex Luthor figure twice. Because last time Robot Knight commissioned me, I actually used this very Lex Luthor figure to make his character Robot Knight. I mean, I gave it a new head, but yeah. And here he is again. I guess there's just something about Robot Knight and this particular edition of Lex Luthor. Now, I'm not saying the figure is the worst Lex Luthor figure. I'm saying that this is the worst depiction of Lex Luthor I've ever seen in a TV show. Seriously, I did not like the Batman v Superman movie. It had maybe 2 or 3 good scenes, but yeah, I for the most part did not like that movie. I did like the Justice League movie though, and I saw the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut was awesome. I liked the theatrical cut just fine, but the Snyder Cut was so much better than it. That was, yeah, seriously. Anyway, that's just where I stand with that. So, this figure can't really be dismantled too much. I was able to take off the head and the jacket, and that was about it. So, the head just had an eye patch sculpted on, and it turns out that when you paint him green with that elegant blue hair, you can forget that it's the worst depiction of Lex Luthor ever, and he actually looks kind of cool like this. I don't know, I guess maybe it's because eye patches make everyone look cool, or maybe it's because that sea blue hair just makes you forget all about the peach tea incident. But yeah, it's good. It's a good head. Yeah. He looks better now. The body did require some modification. I sculpted over that untucked shirt because, oh god, this guy can't even tuck his freaking shirt in, throws off the symmetry. I gotta fix that. Wow, I'm unusually bitter at this figure. Okay, I'll try to hold that back. You put on the big sleeve cuffs and the hook hand. The hook is actually made out of epoxy sculpt. What I did was I made a long skinny thing and curled it into a hook shape, and when it hardened, then I put into the wrist attachment and stuck the hardened hook into that. So, that's, you got to make it in 2 waves, because I can't make the hook in the base at the same time. You know how it works. You just make it in waves. And I painted the jacket. It's black on the outside with a white lining, and underneath the jacket he wears this kind of brown tunic shirt. I guess because he's a sorcerer, he has to wear a tunic, but since he's also a pirate, he has to wear a little pirate coat on top of it, because, you know, like, you gotta commit to your themes, man. It's just how you gotta look. His shirt tails are made out of that papery fabric that I used to make Vadi's cape from way back in the day, and the belt itself is made out of craft foam so that it could, you know, go around the waist and I wouldn't have to worry about it snapping. It has a little bit of flexibility. Now, I debated what to do about his legs. I thought, am I going to cut off his legs and then get a boot from another figure? Or am I going to sculpt over his pants to make it look like a boot? And then still cut off one of his legs, because the guy has a peg leg. Ultimately, I decided I couldn't find a boot, so I just tried to see if I could sculpt the things. And like, hey, you know, like, that little belt thing he has on top of the boot actually kind of looks like the pant cuff. So if I cover over the shoelaces of that stupid tennis shoe that he's wearing, then I could actually make a pretty decent boot shape there. And it worked out. As for the peg leg, it's sculpted around a toothpick so that it wouldn't bend or warp, and of course have some internal strength aside from just the strength of the epoxy itself, and is attached into the stump of the leg that I didn't cut off below the knee with some sculpting to blend everything in so it holds. It's a peg leg. It's a guy with a peg leg. So, yeah, since the figure couldn't be dismantled, everything had to be done pretty much one piece, so I've just been taking pictures of parts of the figure. But let's take a look at the whole thing. There he is! So he's a sorcerer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I also made his little, belt sash bandolier thing. It has those throwing knives built into it. The throwing knives are made out of cardstock, and I use an X-Acto knife to cut a groove into the little belt, which I stuck the knives through. And as I look at it, I made it accurate to the artwork, but shouldn't the bandolier be the other way? I mean, it looks like the way that it's hanging, the handles of the throwing knives would be easy to pull out from the left side, but he has a hook for a hand there. Shouldn't they be the other way so he could pull them out with his right hand? I mean, it's too late to fix it now. I guess if I cut the tape off and repainted the figure and all that stuff, but yeah, it occurs to me, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how throwing knives are pulled out, or maybe he doesn't actually throw them. Maybe he's a sorcerer. Maybe he throws them out with magic. I don't know. But yes, that is Neptune, the Water Genasi Sorcerer. That's a long title for a guy. But yeah, it's Dungeons & Dragons. As far as I know, long titles are the norm. So I thank you all for watching the video, and this is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.